Welcome to another video. Here we're going to talk a little more detail in supplement of a previous video I made, just to round out a few pieces more. Just so you understand that savers and investors are partners in these markets, and that it leads to economic efficiency if we entice savers to save or put the money out into the markets and investors to borrow that money or take that money in. It leads to personal wealth. It leads to business firms' growth. It leads to governments improving economic outcomes and improving economic efficiency. Like I've said before, it's the grease the grease is the wheels and the mechanism of the economy. Institutions are those that ensure a well-functioning market, and that all markets are functioning well, efficiency as well as equitable and fair. There's the triangle, and leads to economic growth. Now, focusing a little further on the three main markets, but we'll get into others later. We have the debt market, where it's dealing with bonds and that are sold at an interest rate. And that interest rate is the enticement or inducement to the saver to want to buy that bond. So it's bought by savers and issued by the borrower. These bonds could be corporate bonds, or it could be government bonds. Then we have the stock market. In the stock market, usually it's common stock, which pays dividends, which is that inducement. Not all stock pay dividends. Common stock may be an income stock, which is paying a dividend. Some are growth stock, which means that the company that it's in or the industry that it's in may be in a growth mode, and you're anticipating as the saver, as the investor, as the purchaser of the stock, bought by the investor. As a purchaser, you're anticipating that stock to grow because the value of the capital or the value of the company is improving, or is it the industry that's growing? So it's issued by firms, bought by investors. Usually stocks are traded in a stock market. Then we have the foreign exchange. In the foreign exchange, the currency exchange rates are what determines how businesses and how foreign exchange, buying one type of currency and exchanging it for another. So why would we study financial institutions? Well, financial institutions, understanding them, will lead to understanding the command and control of the regulations that govern these institutions. One is the Federal Reserve, which is in charge of money and banking. One is the Security Exchange Commission, which is in charge of stock markets and bond markets. Focusing on financial innovation, we'll focus on new technologies that will improve the impact of financial product delivery. And then we are also going to focus on managing risk and how to determine risk and weigh the risk and reward, that cost-benefit analysis. So we talk about direct and indirect method of fund financing. We mentioned that in the previous video. And there are a number of ways that we can access and research this information. The Federal Reserve is a very good institution with recording and gathering data. FRED, if you type that in your Google search, FRED stands for the Federal Reserve Economic Data. A good place to find economic data, and a wonderful place to get some graphs or a set of data that you would like to look at in regards to economic trends, past trends and future trends, and current economic conditions. So here ends another video. We're going to go to another video next.